Hey guys, Coach Justin, Coach Jack here. Today we're going to be talking to you about a dead press variation that we do commonly in the program. So you might have seen a dead press and wondered what the heck is that. We're going to show you here. So we have lots of different options. Some could be right off the chest, some could be 2 inches off the chest, lots of different variations. What I like about the dead press and arguably the floor press as well, is it really should teach athletes to drive through the floor or through that pad. When I'm doing my dead presses, I like to think about kind of wedging myself in that pad and pushing through that foam as hard as I can. So that way I can drive the weight up. Now, if you're doing a regular bench press, right, and you have poor technique or poor mechanics, when you break that bar, your shoulders might float off the pad a little bit, and then you might row it, and that's really bad technique. And then you would kind of press it up. For athletes that have that, this is a good corrective exercise, but it's also a really good exercise to build your back and your pressing capacity out of the hole. So Jack's gonna go ahead and get set up. And you'll notice when Jack gets set up, he starts to really wedge himself into that pad because he's not really initiating the movement with his chest. He's initiating the movement by driving through that pad and firing with the triceps. Ready, go. Thank you. What you'll notice about Jack when he presses is he actually kind of comes off the pad a little bit. Our athletes are very explosive, so it takes a good bit of weight just to keep Jack on the pad, because when he presses up, he's driving so hard that he's coming off that pad a little bit, but he's still driving through that pad the entire time. A lot of times when you're seeing our athletes warm up, as they're just going through their warm-up sets and reps, they almost look like they have bad mechanics, but once they start to get some weight on the bar and they're able to keep themselves down, they're still moving that bar extremely fast, extremely violently, and they're still doing all the same mechanics. They're just able to actually wedge into that weight and then drive off. Dead press, again, great tool. It can be a corrective exercise, can also be a great tool to fix that sticking point. So you can change the height here. You can have your athletes do it right off the chest. If they have a problem getting it off the chest, you can do it 2 inches. You can bring it up a little bit. We can play around with that variation. One thing to note, that if the higher you bring this, the more reps that you may need to do for it to translate over into your actual lifts, because we need our athletes straining for the same amount of time that they would if they were going through that actual full bench press. So, some athletes might do a dead press off like halfway off their chest, and they might be able to hit a bunch of weight, and then it won't translate over to their actual lift like a board press. We want those athletes to be straining for the same amount of time there. If you give us a shot, let us know what you think.